Yeah, let me just see here. Okay, so we said like H1 or H2. This is A. Let me just go wide. So this is an H2 element, and this is a paragraph. So here we can style here, like let's target it here. So each one.
You didn't type style.
Oh yeah. Thank you. So each one background. Oh, let's say green. So here, like, I mean, when you're styling something, I just want to show you here something. Are you looking at it? One of the best, to know what you're doing, you just have to bring this down to do some indentations. And you bring this one here. It just, gives you like, makes it easy. Color. Green, so color black. Command S. So when we see the,
You say padding, give it 6%.
yeah, you see now what I mean here by this is a paragraph. So it's a block element. When you give it a background, it stretches from the extreme left to the extreme right. That's block. Okay. So if you want to bring something here, you have to know this, and you have to give it like a specific. You specify the width. You know, by default, block elements, they take the entire block. Easy. They take the entire thing. Okay. But if you want to minimize this, like we can give it a, let's see. Okay, so if we're gonna give it a width of, width is another property, width of command S.
كدوز ستارت ثاني كدير بريك.
What is that?
See, this is block elements on the second line. ماشي درت لي انا قسمها ثلاثة.
Yeah, because that's what I mean here. Like it's a block element. When you shrink it, it just, the width here is very wide because the font is so.
You have to minimize the font.
Yeah. What you need to understand now is there is the block element is just covers the entire space. The paragraph is it covers the entire space. Now I want to move to something, and this is going to be very helpful. Let's. So we're going to scratch this. Now this is, you know, this block element and inline element is helpful in positioning. All you play with are boxes. It's small boxes, and you position those boxes. And your elements, you put them into divs, into something called divs. Like I have this, I want to put it in a div.
What is div?
It's a division. It stands like command X. انت بحال دابا شي حاجه انت عندك الرحيل ولا شي حاجه and you want to move out or something. انت راه ما غاديش تبقى تهز هذه بوحدها وهذه بوحدها. You put them in a box, it's easy. When you put them in a box, you can position them anywhere you want. In this corner, you take them to the truck. It's easy. Web development, web design here is the same. You have elements, and you're building a website about some business or a pizza or I don't know. And you have some elements, they should be separate. For instance, the menu. The menu should be in a box by itself, right? You have this item, this item, this item, okay? And that menu is tags of HTML. Then you put it in a box by itself, which is a div. And this div, you can give it a class name. Again, okay? You can give it a class name of my div, okay? So that you can style it, you know? And then we can like duplicate this. Command C and do another one down here. No, not there, but right there. Command B. Give it a class of my second div. Okay? So you have on each one element. لأن element اللي كتدير هنايا. Now you know what's an element, what's a tag. Okay? Now you're gonna shift your thinking into like building stuff. Okay? These elements you have on each one tag. علاش كيصلح هذا علاش حنا كنقراو على each one tag? What's the use of it? Why we learn a paragraph? It's not for the sake of knowing, but for the sake of building something with it. You have like a lot of tools. I'm just gonna take this here and style it. I'll show you the default. يعني فاش تديرها division كتديها because div is a block element too. فاش غيوريك I'll show you how it's gonna. Let me just give it a color like my div. We're gonna need a background of green. And then the other, my second div, a background of red. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here.
close it div ديال line 25.
Yeah, you're right here. This one? Yeah. And let's see what's gonna happen here. You see what we have? We have this within the other one. There is something wrong here. Let me see. Div to div, there is some overlapping divs. Yeah, this is the green. Let's take the each one. Command S. So let's refresh here. See? Yeah. You see how by default this div is on this. Okay? So by default فاش كدير دوك البوكسز divisions كيجيو وحده فوق وحده because they are block elements. واخا غادي نعطيوهم like less width. Let's see here because they're wide. Let's enlarge this. Okay, so the first div we said like okay. Command Z. We're gonna give it a width of like just 200 pixels, like 200 pixels. Because if it's a block element, even if you give it, it's gonna be stacked on top of each other. And the other one, Command C, Command V, Command S.
Can you close the bracket? Close the brackets.
Yeah. Command S. No real estate here. Okay. So شو أخذناهم صغار وهذا they still stacked. So what do we do if we want to move this here? It's a floating property. We want to float it. The float property.
5 minutes.
5 minutes left. Okay, he's timing me. So here, like this concept now is very important. When you do float, فاش كدير هاد float property, the flow of your elements it goes into abnormal. It doesn't follow the HTML flow. فاش كتفلوتي واحد element, you take it from its normal flow. Normally, no, let me just do it here. We're gonna float this. We're gonna float it to the right. Or let's float this first element to. And then we're gonna float this one to the left. Command S. Let's see what's gonna happen now. So this is a float property. It floats, it takes an element from its normal flow. يعني هنا راك داك ال HTML كتدير فيه خلل. ال HTML normalement the normal flow هي a div ولا h1 تيكون إلا كان عندك h1 ولا div تيكون هنا وكيكون واحد تحته. ولكن انت عطيتيه width وجبتي هذا لهنايا you just mess up the not mess up really but you just take the things out of the normal flow and a lot of weird things happen. That's how like you need to know how to fix it, but we're gonna see into that. Let's see now. You see what happened now? So this guy came here and this guy came here because we floated, and you see a lot of distance. You know this distance because they are not within a div. Let's put them into a division now. I promise you we're gonna stop. So عندنا هاد two elements two div والdiv بغينا نحطوهم في واحد div اخر. فهمتي؟ بغينا هادوك الجوج نحولوهم تا هما. I'm trying to show you like you can put an element within an element. So we have the first div and this is the first div. Indentation here is important. Like we're gonna div. هنا غادي نعطيو هذا ال ID wrap. You give it some name that makes sense. Wrap because he's gonna wrap these two divisions. And then we're gonna take this. غادي غنحيدها من هنايا command X. غادي نديروها هنا في التالي. command V. Again, you have to indentation. You know, شوف هادو كاملين. Where are they? They are within this. Again, the same principle within divs or anything. Okay. So هذا is the father of this and this is the parent. So this one is the child of this and this one is the child of this. We had div class div and div class div21. They are siblings. Let's refresh and see what's gonna happen.
Oh, we didn't style them yet.
No, I mean we don't need to style them actually. Just div. These h1 tags I want to take. They're too big. I don't know what is that. Where is h1 says h1.
ID.
Yeah, div the
No, the
wrap.
h1 I don't want the h1 to be that big. Load h1 div to m div just 1m. Yeah, I want them to be small or just be just 20 pixels, just to make sense. Derab. Let's now give them. Let's give them like 200 pixels. This one 200. There's not. You see how like just one, and one. This. You see how now they are aligned here?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we take the float, now this one is floating. It's not there. It's not. Its normal flow is here. It's like a normal place. It should be here. When we applied the float property, if we take this off and this off, see, automatically it went back right there. You see? Now it's well, let's give a style to this div wrap. Div wrap, like give it a style, so that to give you a command C here. Command V. Style. Oh.
Bound.
Hmm?
It's an ID.
It's an ID? Okay, thank you. It's getting late, right? So command like this. Shift. Background. Well, let's say blue. And this. Is there a problem there?
Misspelled style, missing T.
Yeah.
واو وخش الناس
Yeah.
عينك زدودي ما شاء الله.
So you see the wrapper. You see the wrap. هذاك الكونتينر اللي درنا هذا جمع هذو كلهم هنا. But if we float this, هذا ما غيباناش كاع هذا. فين غيمشي؟ هذا you see the wrap here. When I put the float back,
Disappear.
let's put the float.
I think it's gonna stay. Just that red gonna go. You're just gonna move the box from that box up. That's it.
But where is it gonna go? Float left, float
It
right.
will be between both of them.
No, but it's so wide. Where is it?
Oh, my advanced guy.
Where is it?
Remember?
It doesn't have a width, or I think it doesn't show.
Yeah.
ما عندوش ال width. We didn't give it a width. But if we give it a width, it's gonna show up here. It's gonna show up here. Let me just give it a width.
Can we do it? Now?
There. Let me just do this concept and then we go. Background blur.
الراية ديال الطريقة.
نظرية المغرب الحمراء.
Let me give you a height. Height of 400. Because I give it a height of 400, then a width. But still, something weird is gonna happen. Width of like, I don't know, 700. Command S. Where is the other one? He's gone.
Go this,
Where is our friend?
it's probably this.
It's here.
Because you give it 700. That's what.
Yeah, no, because this live view, it doesn't show the real stuff. Because if you go to it, for instance, what we named this. If you go here, if we click, he's gonna give us the real stuff. see هنا قاعد because that view live view is kind of weird in Mac. I don't know, there's some bug in it. It shows things weird because 700 is not 2000 something. You see how it shows when you float this. So, and you can create a lot of these small boxes. Think of your content is in boxes, okay? And then you can take this background, and when you position stuff in their place, you can take background and you can style your H1. You can give them a real width. Let me just demonstrate that. Yeah, just let's give this one like 300, and this one 300. Let's enlarge this. Yeah, I mean, okay, and then you can تما كتلعب على dimensions, the width, the height, the margin, the padding, all this you learn. هنا فاش كتكون كديزايني بحال دابا قبل ما دير هذا بغيتي دير شي ويب سايت بحال دابا هادي بحال عندك ويب سايت هنا عندك بغيتي دير اللوغو ديالك هنايا بغيتي دير نمرة التليفون ديالك هنايا ولتحت بغيتي دير واحد البوكس غادا من هنايا وفيها النافيغيشن فهمتي navigation عندك item so you're gonna say I have a lot of items are in a list then you're gonna put this navigation in a list UL how could it go any navigation you see it's in a list I'll show you how that's done UL list 1 list 2 list 3 تدير anchor tag and then you do the footer but you have to understand this concept there is more important concept coming in for the float we're gonna learn more about float when you float this a lot of content goes away you have to do one code of line to bring it back وغادي نشوفو next time the absolute positioning هاد absolute positioning you can take this in your website شي خطره في الويب سايت كتشوف هنايا وكتشوف شي حاجه بوكس خارجه على الويب سايت on the side فيها شي حاجه ولا شي